Nope. We've not got past 5 yet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello again to our virtual delegates and folks following us online. I was ready to say good afternoon to everyone, but since we've got people in 24 hours, it's probably not good afternoon to everyone. I'm Robert Skinner with the United Nations Foundation, and I'm here with Anita Wiseman, Communications Specialist at the ICPD Secretariat. And Anita was really the driving force behind the Virtual Delegates program and making sure that participants could join the Global Youth Forum from every corner of the globe, not just here with us, but virtually as well. And also with us is Liam O'Doherty. Liam works for Taking It Global and is a Global Youth Forum Steering Committee member. And Anga Dwi Martha is also joining us. He's also an International Steering Committee member and has provided leadership on UNFPA Indonesia's work to engage 1,000 Indonesian youth in consultation and movement on the road to Bali. And so we're following the conversation between Emily, Monique, and Dylan as they were talking about the new platform small m, capital P, powering. And our conversation is going to be about engaging, empowering, powering, and mobilizing youth around the future development agenda. And considering that, Anita was as I indicated, was very responsible in making sure that we had participation virtually as well as here. Anita, can you tell us a little bit about that process, how UNFPA and the ICPD Secretariat decided to really take this beyond the rooms that we have here and consider the inputs of the world out there?
I think it was always really clear that we had a really key opportunity here to involve young people in a process that was going to really define what was going to happen for the next 20 years around global development and shape a future that fitted for them. But the question for us was the first question was, how do you find a building big enough for all the young people that you would like to involve in that process? And that kind of becomes a bit difficult. So we thought, okay, we'll just engage people where they are. So we started looking into that. Originally we thought we would use social media and traditional the ways that young people choose to communicate. And then we were really clear that while people can join conversations, we wanted people to be really directly involved in influencing an outcome. We wanted people who were here, as well as people who were all over the world, to be able to be a formal part of that outcome. We knew that the more people that were involved, the stronger the voice of young people would be. And we also knew that we would have a broader diversity of voices in that process. And it was really, that was something we really wanted to achieve. And I think we now have signed up 2,500 delegates from 126 countries at our last count. So I think we've managed to achieve some of that diversity. And in the room behind where we're sitting right now, we have teams of virtual facilitators who are pulling together all of that work and making sure it goes into the process here.
Yeah, and Liam, a lot of your work, is bringing people together digitally at Taking It Global. Can you tell us a little bit about first of all what Taking It Global does and how you do your work, but also the impacts you're sensing by being able to connect people and engage them, and letting them be a part of these conversations while not actually being present physically in a room.
Absolutely. So Taking It Global is a social network for social change, and we seek to basically inspire, inform, and involve the next generation of leadership so that young people are able to take direct action and to be able to kind of inform themselves on these global challenges that we face. And so our website and social network allows young people to connect and to kind of express themselves and understand challenges from different points of view, and to find different resources and opportunities and action tools so that they can empower each other and use best practices that have worked in one context into another to really drive the social change that they're trying to see. And so we do this through a whole bunch of different programs that seek to like map and connect what young people are doing through things like the Deforest Action Project. We're helping to establish a orangutan sanctuary in Borneo, and basically, providing an opportunity to access forums like the Global Youth Forum here, so that young people and youth voice can really be represented in these decision-making processes and affect policy for the next generation.
Great. And Anga, we talked about all the work you did on the road to Bali to engage young people here in Indonesia. Can you explain a little bit about how that work went, what you did, and just the sense of the backing of the young people here in Indonesia?
Right. At the beginning, we start to initiate Road to Bali from the mandate that UNFPA headquarters give to us regarding global survey. And we are thinking how we can involve young people in this agenda. And we start to doing this movement start with the launching of the Global Youth Forum in Indonesia in 13 August. We start with the International Youth Day commemoration. And after that, we are going to 6 cities to doing a consultative meeting with young people. And we really want to know what are their problems and what are the solution that they give to us. The challenge that we got, for the beginning, we are thinking the innovative way to reach these young people, because sometimes if we are reaching them with a traditional way, it doesn't work anymore. So we are reach them through the in-person meetings and also the focus group discussion, the small world cafes. And also we are reach them through the social media. We established a Twitter account at Road to GYF, and it quite being a hit. Like after 2 months, we got 900 followers on that Twitter, and that's how we start, to doing conversation with all young people in Indonesia.
That's great. And Anita, after the Road to Bali here, and in driving everyone toward the events here in Bali and the online conversation as well, we've only been at this a few hours. What's your sense of how we're doing and the engagement that we have from those over 2,000 virtual delegates?
It's really quite amazing. I never anticipated, we knew that people would be interested in participating online. I wasn't sure how passionate people would be, but it's been really clear from the submissions that people are putting in that is a forum and a platform that's really being used. We've just started compiling all the recommendations together for the session this afternoon. We know that already we've got 126 recommendations from young people that have come in that will be getting pulled together and fed into worked into the process somehow. So there's a lot of engagement. We want people to, what we've been able to do is allow people to engage in their own time. We're aware that we're some time ahead of most places in the world, and that's coming in. So lots of conversations, lots of votes being cast on existing recommendations that are on the site. There's still time for people to do that, and we would encourage people to go on there and continue to submit their recommendations, and to vote for those that they see that they think they would really like to support.
And Liam, I thought it might be interesting, for our virtual delegates to hear about what's happening here. We had a very exciting opening ceremony this morning. Agnes Monica gave a really inspiring kickoff. We heard from experts in a lot of different areas. I mean, what's your sense of the movement we have here, of the energy here? Maybe you could provide a little of that for our listeners out there.
Well, we have hundreds of young people, youth leaders from all over the world who, as we speak right now, are basically engaging in a World Cafe process to synthesize ideas and kind of take their different best practices and ideas on how to kind of influence the outcome document and what their recommendations are for what the next years of development look like. And so there's, all these conversations that are kind of trickling down and happening, chance meetings in the hallways, and ideas kind of bouncing off each other and being synthesized into recommendations and ideas and plans for action. And so, it's great to see all the different kind of connections happening, and it's like a buzzing hive of activity with all of these amazing young people together, building off the work that each other have done, and kind of sharing their experiences with each other. And it's a really, very exciting to see and to be a part of.
And Anga, going back to you, Bali has been a tremendous host. We have an amazing facility here. We have all of these participants coming in online. You've been so engaged with the process. What would you like to see the outcomes be, from the Global Youth Forum?
That is interesting question. As a young people, like of the youth leaders here, we were thinking that this outcome of the Global Youth Forum, because this is the very beginning, like for the first time, young people are engaged in the UN development conversation, and our expectation that this outcome could be the kind of milestone for youth development for start at the 6th of December until next 20 years old from now. So when we are looking back in next 20 years old, we will see that we did something good for young people all over the world. So we are hoping that these outcome documents could answer all youth challenges and also could take all of the solution that proposed by all of the delegation right now in the World Cafes.
Great. Anita, Liam, and Anga, thank you so much for joining us in this conversation. There's all kinds of exciting things going on here. It's been very inspirational to sit and meet and talk with the young people that are here. They care about the issues that are going to affect their lives, and to see them connect with each other and really be sitting down to find solutions. And we know we're getting the same kind of input from the virtual delegates that are out there providing their recommendations and inputs. And along those lines, everyone please look at the schedules for the next couple of days and start sending your recommendations in now so that we know what you're thinking about, what you want us to take into consideration as the Global Youth Forum reaches its outcomes and conclusions at the end of the day here, Bali time, Thursday afternoon. Thank you very much.